Zed is historically one of the most often banned champion in League of Legends. Is that because he is overpowered or something else? In this video we are going to be discussing why does the League community hate Zed so much.
You're right, Zed is weak. It is intentional. Zed must be kept weak because he is the most frustrating champion in League of Legends. And so for all of eternity, Zed will probably be slightly weaker than he should be because of how often he is banned and how frustrating.
One of the lead designers in League of Legends said that Zed must be kept weak for all eternity, and the main reason why that is because he's frustrating to play against. What he actually meant by that is not that Zed is going to be ultra weak and not playable, but he will never be in a state that he is overpowered like some other champions can be. One good example of that right now is Ahri. She's definitely slightly overpowered, but she's not going to get nerfed soon. Sometimes 6 months or even a year can pass before champions like this get nerfed because she's not frustrating to play against like Zed is. If Zed was ever in the spot that Ahri is right now, he would be nerfed next patch, and that's what RIOT August meant. He can never be in a state that Ahri is, he can never be slightly overpowered, and in my opinion, I'm super okay with that. If Zed is actually ever weak, they're gonna buff him, which he confirms.
Anyways, in regards to Zed, I know I'm probably gonna get memed for all eternity for that clip that's like, Zed will be weak for eternity, and like, it's not about the fact that he's always gonna be weak. He'll always probably just be slightly weak compared to where he could be because of frustration, but it doesn't mean we can't buff Zed. And my guess is that in the new season, we're probably gonna have we're gonna have an opportunity to buff the guy for a lot of different, a lot of Zed buffs. That would be my hope.
And it did actually happen. Zed did get buffed and now he's in a good spot, so good job to the RIOT Balance team. The next thing that he is talking about is super interesting, and that is why is Zed so frustrating to play against.
Zed's ban rate is largely his theme playstyle. So I'm going to throw out here, and I want to tell us something about Zed. So over the years, there's been a lot of designers who would talk to me about Zed, and they'll be like, well, Zed is such a good example of assassin design. He has so much counterplay, right? Because you can dodge the Qs, his ultimate like kind of announces he's going to try to kill you, and then he does eventually. And that's actually true. Like, especially at high MMR, Zed is like one of the higher counterplay assassins. The problem, though, is that it doesn't matter if you have high counterplay if the average player just feels like that counterplay is torturing them. So, like, as an example, Zed's ultimate, you'd look at it and you'd be like, that's pretty good counterplay. Instead of just one-shotting you like Talon, he says he's going to try to one-shot you and he gives you a chance to escape. The problem, though, is that a lot of times when you get ulted by Zed, you just stand there for 3 seconds getting beat up, he teleports away, and then, you know, cool guys don't look at explosions, you die. During that whole time, you spent 3-4 seconds feeling like you were just getting trolled on. Whereas in Talon, he does it in half a second. The thing I'm getting at here is the only thing that players hate more than getting one shot is being tortured. And so I would argue that like Zed actually is legitimately one of the most frustrating assassins because Zed's assassination pattern is built around a kit that tries to torture you as opposed to a kit that's just a bit more honest and jumps on you and one-shots you.
The points that he said is pretty much true, and you can definitely see it when popular streamers like Tyler1 face against a good Zed player.
This shit's already backed up. Dude, no. Nah, how fucking broken is Zed? Is this, dude, what just happened? Did he have like 8 shadows on the map, bro? Dude, this is why we fucking permabanned Zed for 2 months. What the fuck?
Tyler1 got really annoyed being outplayed by Zed, which I can understand why it can get frustrating. He was probably thinking to himself that Zed has not many weaknesses and that his kit is pretty much broken, but all of that disappears when he actually tries playing Zed.
I don't think he's scripting. I have never seen a Zed player run out of energy. What did I do wrong? But what did I do wrong that I have energy for either? Oh my god. Oh my god.
When you play against Zed, you only see the broken stuff about him, but when you play Zed, you actually realize his weaknesses, which Tyler1 definitely acknowledged, so I'm happy that he played him and gave him a try. Zed definitely has a lot of weaknesses, and when you ask pro players, they would say that Zed has too many weaknesses. This is the biggest reason why he isn't picked in pro play. He isn't consistent like other mid lane champions, and he can be punished too much by good communication and teamwork. But when he is picked in pro play, which is really rare, everybody gets hyped up because he's a really fun champion to watch.
The side of Origin, maybe a little bit more AD damage!
You got there.
I was just a little too late. I was like, what an exciting...
One of my favorite streamers right now is an ex-pro player called Nemesis. He is known for mastering a lot of different mid lane champions and being one of the best mid laners in Europe. Recently he tried playing Zed on one of his Smurf accounts.
Not sure if that's enough of a reason. Zed XDD, just ult and solo kill. I land like half shurikens only and I still solo kill. Alright.
Zed has a lot of abilities that make him strong, and Nemesis obviously knows that. In that same game you can also clearly see one of the biggest weaknesses that Zed has. Doesn't matter how fed you are, if you ult in and get CC'd, you will probably die every time if the enemy team focuses you. Nemesis is not a delusional player and knows that it's his mistake and doesn't blame anybody else or the champion.
Oh no. Damn. I thought I would be able to R-snap back, but I got CC'd so long. Damn. Still got 1 for 1, but it's not too good because now we lost Jargon because I got caught. And she gave a shutdown as well, Kaiser. Yeah.
Before the end of the game he gets one shot from just one R button from Syndra. Every champion has its own weaknesses and strengths, which you can clearly see from this example game, and I like that Nemesis wasn't complaining about it, but he was just explaining why it made sense to get one shot there.
Whoa! Okay, Syndra. I got outplayed with the R button there. I mean, she's full build to be fair, and I'm no MR, so I think it makes sense.
The conclusion here is that Zed is not broken nor overpowered. Every champion has something really strong about them and really weak about them, and that's how the game should be. Even Baus, one of the most famous League of Legends streamers right now, knows that Zed is a really difficult champion to play and that in high elo he isn't such a good champion.
Like guys, this champion is like unarguably one of the worst champions in the game, especially mid lane. Low elos won't get it, cause like in your games, well, first of all, Zed is perma-banned in low elo. I think it's one of the highest bans. Second of all, everyone who plays Zed in low elo is a Smurf, so you guys think Zed is good, but it's just Smurfs playing him.
Notice how Baus mentions that in lower elo Zed has a huge ban rate. But what happens when the champion actually gets strong? Last season Zed was super strong, and you can even say he was broken, especially in the early season. The reason why he was broken was because of Ravenous Hydra. Him being broken made his ban rate completely skyrocket to the point that you couldn't really play him no matter what division you were. So what RIOT did was over-nerf him because they had to, and the reason why they had to is because his ban rate was that huge you couldn't play him anyway, so nobody was happy. One of the best Zed players in Korea made a post after RIOT nerfed Zed harshly. His win rate dropped to 45%, but people still continued to ban him, believe it or not. And that's why Onzed decided to write a post where he begs people to stop banning his champion. He didn't care that Zed was weak, he just wanted to play his favorite champion no matter what. There is many people who ban Zed every game, even if he has the worst win rate. When people ban Zed in my games, I just pick something that's meta and I usually win because the champion is often easier to play than Zed but stronger. And that really got me thinking, why would somebody ban Zed if there is much stronger mid lane champions with a higher pick rate? And the reason is simple, some people just dislike playing against Zed. Now let me show you an example why I think that people dislike playing against Zed so much. Just imagine that you get one shot by somebody in less than a second. When that happens you just tell yourself, whoa, what a broken champion, there is nothing I could have done there, I just got one shot. But what happens if you get killed by Zed, who uses so many different methods to kill you, like swapping around and hitting triple shurikens? Nobody really likes to get outplayed, and it's hard to admit that somebody just played better than you or that they did a nice play to kill you. It's easier to blame the champion or to say, there is nothing I could have done. I personally think that's the main reason why Zed is one of the most hated League of Legends champions of all time. But that's also why he's the most fun champion of all time, at least for me. You can say that he's the main villain of League of Legends, and I think that role suits him because it's kinda cool. I hope that the rest of the League of Legends community doesn't hate us Zed mains too much, we just like to play Zed and have some fun. Sometimes it feels like what the champion does is not fair and super strong, but remember that every champion has its own strengths and weaknesses, and so does Zed. It's safe to say for me and other passionate Zed mains that Zed has a really special place in our hearts. I wouldn't change him no matter what. That's everything from me today. Thank you for watching this video and I hope you have fun playing Zed or against him. See you next time.